Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the week of August 29th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Cancer. Now I do hope you're doing well, hope things are going good for you. I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Make sure we're all set up and in view here. It's looking just about good enough to me. We'll go ahead and put this up here. All right, and then we'll also take 3 of these oracle cards to clarify as we go along. So, Cancer, right now, some of you here are going through some type of soul-searching situation. Some of you have been racking your brain pretty heavily around a choice in your life. Do you stay? Do you go? Do you say this? Do you not say this? Do you say that? Do you say this? Is this the right move for me? Would I be better served, going in a different direction? Those are the sorts of things that I think some of you are kind of soul searching on right now. I think some of you are looking for an answer, and the answer will come here in the future for you. There's also maybe something here about, some of you are considering, do I take a more independent approach to my life, or do I take a more sort of social, collaborative effort? Maybe some of you have been working for yourself for some time, but now you're maybe wanting some more interaction or wanting some more social interaction or collaboration. That could also be showing up here as well in the cards. Let's go ahead and dive into this and get some additional messages. So in the overall situation, you do have this 2 of Wands, which is about needing to make a choice between 2 paths, 2 options, 2 wands, 2 choices. And this can say that you have an abundance of options here. I mean, look, this person is recognizing that they have the entire globe in the palm of their hands. They have the world in the palm of their hands. But despite that, there's this feeling of needing to choose, right? There's this feeling of needing to choose. In fact, with the 2 of Wands, you could say this person is at a crossroads in their life. And I would say, when you get the 2 of Wands energy, if you have done the research, you've done the planning, you've done the preparation, then the only thing that is left for you to do is to sort of pick a path based on the research you've done. And drop any sort of feelings of failure. Too many people get stuck at the fork in the road. Too many people stand at the fork in the road instead of picking a path. And it's this idea that if you stay at the fork in the road, you'll never know what might be out there, right? Think about how they're holding the world in their hand. You'll never know what might be out there. And for many people, it's because they're afraid of failing that they don't actually decide to go down one of those paths. And so for some of you, it's like, I almost feel like saying, don't be afraid of failure. Yeah, there's no other way for me to say that. In the past, you have the Knight of Swords as well as the Hermit card here. So the Knight of Swords is all about you kind of taking swift action on something in your life. This can be an event that happens so quickly that it can feel chaotic. Like an event that happens where you're like, man, if I could just catch my breath for a second. It's that kind of situation when you get the Knight of Swords in a reading. It does say strike while the iron is hot. Now this has happened already, so this has been in the past. There may have been a situation here that really forced you to sort of reframe your mind or reframe your perspective. The Hermit card here for me seems to be very important in this reading. As I've put these cards out, the Hermit card really jumped out to me. And the Hermit card can say that perhaps some of you are soul searching, right? Some of you are soul searching. And I get this idea of you maybe zooming out, reframing, looking for a new perspective, looking for a new option or choice in your life. Something like that here, that could certainly be showing up for you in the past year. And there may have just, like I said, there may have been some type of event that like asked you to maybe, go into a deep level of introspection or look from within to find maybe the answer to which path to go down or where to go from where you are now, or where you were rather, since we're looking at the past. Hopefully that makes sense. In the future, you have the Death card as well as the Three of Pentacles. So this is about some type of transformation, some type of big transformation here happening in your life. The Death card can say that the old guard is sort of moving out and the new guard is moving in. This is actually the Hierophant here in the background. And the Hierophant represents something traditional. And so you can say that the Death card is the end of something traditional and the start of something new or innovative. The Death card is about also this idea of like going from the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? Going to somewhere new. And this Death card is very powerful. It's not about death and dying. It's about transformation in your life and diving deep as well, kind of going down to the surface level. Think about it this way. The Death card is Scorpio energy. Scorpio is a sign in astrology that likes to dive deep and go within. You also have this Three of Pentacles energy. The Three of Pentacles is all about rewards and recognition for building something good or building something of quality. You can see the mallet symbolism here. The mallets in tarot show up as craftsmanship or artistry. And this says that you potentially have a really nice gift that you can share with the world. The other thing about the Three of Pentacles is it is about collaboration. It's about working together with others to come up with a solution or to solve a problem. And so, like I said here, with this Hermit card, the Hermit card is about like being solo or being introspective, more or less being on your own. And the Three of Pentacles is more or less being with other people or collaborating. And so it's almost like some of you are at this fork in the road about, okay, do I want to keep doing it kind of solo, or do I want to keep going on my own, or do I want to maybe, bring on a collaborator, or, there's something like this that some of you are maybe choosing from or deciding on. So let's go ahead and get some more details on what that might be around. So you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, and also the Nine of Cups. All right, so this could very clearly be a love situation that some of you are maybe thinking about here. Do I stay on my own? Do I find a relationship? Do I let go of the relationship that I'm in, or do I stay in this relationship? Some of you, this could be the choice that you're weighing here at this time with the Two of Wands in the middle. The reason I say that is you have this Ace of Cups, which is about love. It's about new beginnings in love. It's about happiness as well. So if you're not here for love, the Ace of Cups can just be about general happiness, showing up in one's life. So, like, the thing is, though, you have this Ace of Cups paired with the Nine of Swords, which is about being trapped in your mind or it's a mental health card, okay? It's one of these mental health cards. It's been coming in for a lot of people in this week. And so it can say that, maybe you're fearful about choosing, or you're fearful of something, or there's like some of you are anxious, that could also be the case. You do have 3 nines here. The Hermit is number 9, you have the Nine of Swords, and you have the Nine of Cups as well. So 9 in tarot is, it's a powerful number of like being satisfied or being satiated, being content, but also being almost there. So what I mean by that is, for some people, they could just choose to stay at the 9, right? So like with the Nine of Cups, this person is content in their situation. They're emotionally satisfied. So they could just stay there. But there's also the 10, right? And so 9s on one hand could mean contentment and being content in your situation, but it could also mean that if you just push forward, you're also, there is a completion available, or there's another like level available for you. And so I almost feel like it's something to do with this. For you, I feel like the 999 is about another level being available to you, or another like area of your life to unlock, if you will, because you have this Two of Wands. Again, will you stay in the fork in the road? Will you stay in the crossroads, or will you go down one of the roads, right? If you go down one of the roads, you could unlock something new in your life. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here for some of you. It's hopefully this is making sense, but you have this Five of Cups, which is, Nine of Swords, Five of Cups. They've been coming in for the collective. It's really a challenging pair of cards to find, because Five of Cups could be about like depression or despair, and the Nine of Swords could be about mental health situations. They're kind of similar. They're the same thing, but. So I do feel like some of you here are sort of dealing with something mentally as it relates to choosing between one of these wands, okay? It was a long way of saying that I think you're spending a lot of time deciding. The other thing about this Five of Cups, though, in a much more positive note, it does say that, it does ask you to look on the bright side. If you notice, there are two cups behind the person overflowing and upright, and that that refers to things in your life potentially looking up, or things looking good for you. So remember, when you get the Five of Cups, it will get better. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three oracle cards here to see what we have to clarify. You have Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. You have Radha, soul flame, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. And then you also have the Shekinah, sacred self, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Okay, so looking at this here, for some of you, this is about a relationship crossroads that you may be in at this time with this Radha energy. And also, like, there's this other story here, or this other timeline here about the sacred self that was showing up with the Hermit card, and your sort of current situation of being in a crossroads or being in a deadlock situation around where you want to go. Whether you want to be solo, you want to be independent, you want to be more collaborative. Like, there's something like that as well that's showing up here. Let's go ahead and get some more cards. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, so you have the Page of Wands, you have the Sun card, and you also have the King of Cups. All right, so the Page of Wands is all about, some type of exciting offer or exciting news or exciting situation that could be happening in your life. It's definitely a card you want to see, and it's definitely an energy of potentially, it's a big card associated with like job offers, job opportunities, or just good news generally in life. It is possible that some of you have received a job offer, and this is, the decision that you're trying to make here with this Two of Wands. Some of you are maybe like, do I stay am I content with my current situation, or do I take this new offer? The thing is, in life, there's a risk and a reward with everything. There's what I should say is there's risk in every decision that you take. Some risks, pay out a reward, and some risks don't. But the reality is that there's risk in every choice that you make. And this is true in changing jobs. I've learned that for myself personally. But for many of you here, what's possible is some of you are like, I want to discover what's out there, but maybe I'm a little bit afraid of taking a risk. This could also be showing up in love, which is like, there's this new person here with the Ace of Cups, but like, am I really ready for this? Or are they really the one, or whatever? Well, all of those sorts of things involve risk. And so I think some of you are weighing risk reward heavily here in your life. You have this Sun card, which is for me the best omen to find in a tarot reading. It is total joy, success, happiness, positivity. It is also a card of truth. And so have no fear, because there will be, you will find the truth and what you're looking for here with this Two of Wands energy in the future, especially if you just kind of do what you know is right for you. You will find the truth in this situation. And then you have this King of Cups, which is your ability to be kind of calm, cool, and collected in the face of difficulty or in the face of challenge. Let's see what else we have here. You have the Six of Wands, and you have the Two of Cups. All right, so the Six of Wands is about some type of big win. It is the second win in the suit of wands. It's a bigger win in the tarot, and it says that you've really kind of been stacking up the small wins, and they've now kind of accumulated into a bigger win when you get the Six of Wands. The Two of Cups is all about partnership, soul union. It is a major energy of love. It's one of my favorite, it is my favorite love card in the tarot. And, you know, I think some of you need, some of you will be deciding here, do I continue on my own, or do I, engage a new relationship, or do I, leave the relationship I'm in and go on my own, vice versa type deal? But I do think partnerships are definitely highlighted here for some of you, especially as you have this Radha energy, the soul flame energy with the Two of Cups. That's definitely deep love energy. So for some of you, again, I mean, this is just one of these readings where it's like confirmation after confirmation. For some of you, it's the decision is between love. For some of you, the decision is between work. At the top of the pyramid here, you have the Eight of Wands. This is happening quickly. The Eight of Wands is all about accelerated motion. It's good news. Same with the Page of Wands, good news on the way. It's the feeling of getting unstuck. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a card you love to see. On the bottom of the deck, you have another 2 card. You have like 3 of the possible 2 cards. This means decision, right? 2s in tarot represent decisions. And this one in particular, the Two of Pentacles, is about potential changes in your financial situation. It's maybe choppy waters, but it is by default a positive change, or a change that eventually ends up working out for you. So I feel like that is probably the biggest message for you, is don't be afraid of failure, and to really recognize that you'll never know what is down a certain path until you start going down the path. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.